Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan will arrive in China Tuesday, seeking to strengthen mutual ties in everything from power production to bond buying. The president will take a group of state governors and key ministers with him and is expected to sign off on $3 billion in Chinese loans to build infrastructure in Africa's most populous country. President Jonathan will hold talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping and officials from companies like Huawei, ZTE, and China Petroleum and Chemical during a 5-day trip. Nigeria's finance minister said the group is not just going to seek loans, but to urge China to invest more in their country, Africa's biggest oil producer. Trade between Nigeria and China is projected to reach, by some accounts, $13 billion by the end of the year, a big increase from the $2 billion in 2005. The finance minister estimates Nigeria needs $10 billion a year of investment to improve infrastructure like roads and electricity to keep up with a rapidly growing population and to sustain economic growth at around 6 or 7%. Among other headline projects, a $1.3 billion loan deal for the construction of 4 airport terminals and a 700-megawatt hydropower station will be signed with the Export-Import Bank of China. Officials will also discuss an agreement for the Central Bank of Nigeria to invest in China's interbank bond market through the People's Bank of China, China's central bank. Another project financed by China Exim Bank is a $600 million light railway in the capital Abuja to be completed early next year. Beijing has been able to cement relationships with many countries in Africa by lending huge sums at below-market rates to fund infrastructure projects, often using Chinese firms, which some say amounts to a subsidy of its own construction industry. Many media outlets in the West have written that China brings its own workers for the projects it invests in, a claim that respected China in Africa scholar Deborah Brodingham says is exaggerated. Nevertheless, China continues to increase its presence in Africa's most populous nation of more than 160 million people, operating in industries including oil and gas and communications. Jonathan's administration is trying to improve Nigeria's infrastructure to spur business, and companies such as China Civil Engineering and Sino-Hydro are helping to build hundreds of miles of double-carriage railway lines, roads, airport terminals, and hydropower plants. Like the others, these projects are partly financed with loans from China's Exim Bank. Chinese companies and investors will also attend a forum with Nigerian counterparts during the trip where so-called matchmaking for potential partnerships will be made. Bloomberg News reported that agreements on defense, economic and technical cooperation, and visa exemption for holders of diplomatic and official passports will also be made. China has had mixed success in Nigeria, particularly concerning oil, where Western firms such as Shell and ExxonMobil continue to dominate. Chinese energy firm Adix, owned by Sinopec, has said it was seeking further growth in Nigeria after the recent purchase of a significant offshore stake from France's Total. In February, Adix said it was producing more than 90,000 barrels per day from 4 licenses in Nigeria, mainly in the shallower offshore areas. Nigeria's total production is around 2 million barrels per day. Oil accounts for some 80% of government revenue in Nigeria, but officials there would like to diversify the economy, thus its interest in attracting investment from China. China has invested heavily in African nations in recent years in its search for natural resources and markets for its goods. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. Stay tuned for more in Economic Insight.